best thing that's come out of the Jurassic World era? Come on, one thing. The one best thing.
Oh, God.
Could be anything.
Well,
Is it that Ray Arnold set behind you?
no, although that's very
No.
is a positive, but not the positive. I don't know. I guess for me, it really was going back to Nublar and seeing what became of it, like kind of seeing that kind of Hammond's original vision realized in some form. Maybe not quite the way he would have done it, but and even seeing like the old visitor center again, as imperfect as that whole thing was too. Like that was stuff I always wanted to see, and that's I love kind of going back to that world, especially after it was 14 years between Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World. And, the community was still there, the fan community, but it obviously took a big hit because so much time had passed. So it's kind of nice to be able to reconnect with people because it's something that, everyone loves so much. That's something that is really nice because you can't say that for everything.
No.
You can say that for Harry Potter, of course.
Oh, come on. Yes.
Not much else.
But Derek, who is Richard Tanner?
God, who is Richard Tanner?
That's what I want to know.
Yeah. Do we have to look it up?
John Bell.
It's like, oh God, yes. So, okay, so are you talking about the Jurassic Park 3 concept stuff, or
so his Jurassic Park 4 concept stuff. Richard Tanner's Jurassic Park, remember?
Yes.
And it was so John Bell. You can tell the story, John Bell.
Yeah, so John Bell, I connected with John Bell, who is the art director of the original Jurassic Park. And he created a lot of concepts, concept art and different concepts for different aspects of the film, visual aspects, especially the vehicles. He created the paint schemes for the Explorer and the Jeeps and everything. So, and even the look of the visitor center, he helped in that. So, I mean, he created the whole visual aesthetic of the original Jurassic Park. So when I think of Jurassic Park, I immediately think of, obviously, apart from the movie, I think of his visual art style is what I always think of when I think of Jurassic Park every time. And you've seen it all. If anyone's ever picked up the Making of Jurassic Park book, it's completely all over that book, his artwork. And also he did a lot of art for The Lost World, Jurassic Park as well. He came up with all the vehicle designs for that as well, like the Mercedes and, the Hummers and the mobile lab as well. So like he had his hand in that as well. And he did a little bit work on Jurassic Park 3, not as much, just like a few mostly unused design concepts, like for like motorcycle chase that never happened. So, I mean, he still had his hand in that. But for Jurassic World, they actually brought him back and he did some concepts as well, including like a gate that said Richard Tanner's Jurassic World. And we don't know who the hell that is.
No.
Like, who is Richard Tanner? And he doesn't really know. I asked him about it, of course, and he doesn't really know as well. I mean, I'm sure he got some looked at a script. And if anyone has any Jurassic Park or World scripts out there, please just drop them off at your nearest location near me so I can grab them.
Yes. Drop them in the desert by Derek.
Yes.
So we can all take a read. So he was involved with Jurassic Park 4. Am I right? Before Colin joined.
Yeah, I think it must have, like, during the Colin Silver drafts. Because it had the gyrosphere still, and I used to think that the gyrosphere was Colin's creation. He made it seem like it was, but maybe that was there all along too. Because he did do some gyrosphere designs, John Bell did. So it's really interesting. I really hope that they release more about the making of Jurassic World someday, kind of fill in those early days blanks that are kind of all in the air right now.
Yeah. Well, I definitely want them to fill in the 14-year gap because there were so many iterations of Jurassic Park 4 that came and went. We're at a point where, I mean, God, show us what you were planning, because post Jurassic Park 3, I know that they probably were. I mean, Kathleen Kennedy said it herself. They were trying to, and so did Stan Winston, they were trying to balance the science and adventure. So we would have ended up with a movie that explored the science a little bit more. And I feel like the Jurassic Park 4 from 2005, from 2007, 8, 9, 10 would have been a little bit darker, and they would have gone not horror, not at all, but like a little bit more in line with the Lost World. It seemed like that's kind of where they wanted to go, scientific adventure, not this kind of classic Jurassic Park 3 blockbuster. They learned from the
Yeah.
mistakes there. So, I mean, come on, release the archives. Let's see what was being thought up there. There was a script with Laura Dern leading it. There was a script with Lex Murphy in it. There was, Richard Attenborough spoke about returning and
Yeah.
spoke about how he would love to do another Jurassic movie.
That kills me. Just
It
like,
does. It does. I
could have
remember.
been back.
I must have it somewhere. I still have it. It must be a clipping from a newspaper of an interview with Richard Attenborough saying, "When Spielberg calls me, I will be there. I would love to reprise the role of John Hammond once again." And it would have been the perfect end to
Yeah.
that whole arc before Jurassic World. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's something that I'd love to see. And Richard Tanner is, as you said, he must have got it from an early draft or something. Maybe Richard Tanner was Simon Masrani.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. It was a Masrani-esque character, maybe the same basic scenario of what we ended up getting. I mean, because as we know, like they had Colin and Derrick Connolly had to share the script credit with Jaffa and Silver. So there must have been a lot of that DNA still in the script. So
Nice.
yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I know. That's one script that I really do want to read, though, is the guy who wrote I Am Legend, Mark P. Can't say his surname. I don't know if he ever ended up actually writing a draft or if he was more of a treatment guy. But the idea is he worked with Spielberg on that, and then it went to Rick Jaffa and Amanda Silver, and that is a script that I'd love to see. I know that the Indominus Rex was not a hybrid. It was a new species of dinosaur that had been discovered, and there was
yeah.
more about espionage and people trying to, steal from Jurassic World. And just based on their Planet of the Apes series, I feel like that script was probably pretty sick. I feel like it probably was pretty fun.
And that's the interesting thing when we think of like these alternate versions of like Jurassic World and even Jurassic Park. Like, would it have been better? Maybe not, but would it have been interesting? Definitely.
Yeah,
like it definitely would have been its own kind of interesting that would have been fun to watch.
Yeah.
So it's fun to imagine that.
Yeah. No, it really was. And I mean, back to that question. So what do you think is the best thing that's come out of the Jurassic World era? Off the top of my head, I genuinely can't think, but I know that the fact that the franchise is now mainstream again, just that as a whole, like Jurassic's, my favorite movie. It's my favorite thing. So that's really good to see. It's good seeing the Jurassic Park logo everywhere. And it's nice to see new fans coming into it and kids that are getting inspired. The fact that there's new video games is great. Obviously, we talk about what we what we feel is missing, but the fact that Jurassic is back up there is great. And Simon Masrani, what a character! I think I really love his character, and I think that's one of the best aspects of the Jurassic World film is Simon Masrani.
Yeah, no, and it's a shame that he died in the movie anyway. But I mean, of course, the actor died as well. So it's like, God, I wish we could have seen more of him because he was a really fun character.
Yeah,
for sure.
He was one of the really uplifting parts of that movie, and it felt like, it felt close enough to that kind of feeling that John Hammond gave off. This, it might not be the right thing that you're doing, but you're so inspiring, and it's just so much love for what he's doing, and just it was great.
Yeah.
It would have been great to see more of him.